In this video, we have an awesome CGC unboxing and the giveaway for the massive collection reveal. Stay tuned.
Bry's Comics.
For those of you that have been following my channel for a while, you know that I bought a massive collection of comics several months ago now for about $60,000, valued at around $100,000, and a huge portion of them were raw and ungraded. And this is the first big box of books to come back from CGC from that collection. And I've mentioned every time that I've done a video regarding this collection that there will be a special giveaway for all of the videos associated with that collection. If you comment on each one, if you're subscribed to the channel, and if you like each one of those videos, each one of those comments is an entry into the giveaway. So today is another opportunity to win, and here is the reveal of what the prize is going to be. We have Amazing Spider-Man number 298 in a CGC 9.2 with white pages. This is the first Todd McFarlane on Spider-Man, and it's also the first appearance of Eddie Brock in cameo, and it's a chance appearance. And I do say that this is a harsh 9.2. It presents absolutely beautifully from the front. Beautiful piece to add to any collection. And in addition to that, we have a couple of raw Thor books here. We have Thor number 124, just a super early Thor book, and Thor number 127. There's definitely a bunch going on with Thor number 127. Awesome little giveaway. You can still go watch those past videos if you haven't already about this collection and everything else associated with it for another opportunity to win. To celebrate this awesome batch of books coming back, let's do a discount code for the website. Let's use code FLASH10 for 10% off everything in stock on bryscomics.com. Most of these will be listed depending on if they're still there at this point or not, and they'll be listed at the most recent eBay sales. So you'll get 10% off the most recent eBay sale, which is like rock bottom for FMV. A great chance to pick up any of these books if you're interested. So this submission is definitely a little bit different than what I normally do. This was Fast Track Modern, which modern, for those of you who don't know, is anything after 1975 to present. So, I mean, some of these books is really crazy to even consider them modern. They're in a different era, but CGC considers them modern as far as their tiers and their pricing go. And so this is Fast Track Modern. I didn't want to wait the full the full long turnaround time for these books, so I paid the extra fee to get them fast tracked, which is like an additional $15 per book now. But I do think it was worth it because they came back way faster, and I'm excited to hop into these. It was a little interesting because I usually use pre-screen. I didn't use pre-screen on these, so whatever grade I got. And the reason was because a lot of these books weren't going to hit super high grades, and they were still worth encapsulating. And you'll see here in just a moment, but there were a couple of these books that came back that were not worth grading for the grade that they came back in. So this was a really interesting lesson for that. I'm not going to lose money on the situation, but it definitely just wasn't worth it. I should have just sold it raw, and you'll see what I mean. Let's hop into these books. All right, so first up we have Vengeance number 1 in a 9.2 white pages, and this is the first appearance of Ultimate Nullifier, Mako, Radioactive Kid, the new Black Knight, and the new Miss America in America Chavez. I didn't know there was all that other stuff going on with this book as well. Awesome book to have in a 9.2. This is one that I knew wasn't a 9.8, but if I would have sold it raw, I would have lost a whole bunch of money because I wouldn't have been very comfortable in how much to charge. But now that it's a 9.2, I think it's about a $450 book. Same with this book, Alias number 1, the first appearance of Jessica Jones, and it's also the first Max title and a Luke Cage appearance, 9.2 white pages. This one was super disappointing, Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 16. This book is so perfect. First appearance and origin of the new Captain Marvel and Monica Rambeau. And this book I was really hoping was going to be a 9.8. There's that tiny little tick. It just hardly breaks color. I thought it definitely had a chance at a 9.8, so I'm definitely disappointed in the 9.6. Still a wonderful book. DC Comics Presents number 47. I thought this book was a lot nicer when I sent it off. Came back with a bunch of ticks, but you know what? I can't remember now if these ticks were there or not. In my memory, they weren't there, but they very well could have been. It's the first appearance of He-Man and Skeletor in comics. All right, so here we have Invincible Iron Man number 9 in a 7.5. Now, I knew this definitely wasn't even like a 9.2. I definitely didn't think it was as low as a 7.5, and the reason is because of some staining, which you can see right here is like this littlest bit of like smudging. There you can see it. And that really brought the grade down. So just keep that in mind, you guys. If you have a little bit of a smudge, they don't like staining or smudges at all. This is a situation where it probably wasn't worth sending it in to get graded. I don't even know what it's worth. It's 60, 75 bucks, something like that. And to have it fast track rated, you're looking at like $35, $40 after shipping and everything. So it really just wasn't worth it in this case, but I didn't think it was going to be that low. Here's, I think, the only 9.8 of the whole batch, and this is Invincible number 1, the Larry's Comic Edition. It's the Larry's Wonderful World of Comics exclusive back cover pinup by Rich Whittle and Matt Talbot. So a really awesome back pinup there as well. Super happy to have this in a 9.8. And then we have X-Men 95 in a 9.2 white pages. This is the death of Thunderbird and the third appearance of the new X-Men team, Count Nefaria and Animan appearance. Here's a book that is definitely slept on right now. I was looking up values for this and I'm shocked at the values. This is the 1 in 20 variant for Vision number 1. This is the Martin variant cover, and this is the first appearance of Virginia, Vin, and Viv Vision. And I should put this in one of my spec videos because I think it's definitely slept on, especially at the prices they're at now. This is a really hard to find 1 in 20 variant. All right, X-Men 94, this is where the new X-Men team begins. And I gave this book a quick press. I looked at the notes, there's like some finger bends and stuff that they were still noticing in there. I should have spent more time with it. I think it could definitely get a little bit higher. But when you're dealing with such a massive volume of books and I was trying to get them out, I just gave everything a quick press. I didn't, you know, make tender love to each one like they actually deserve. But I think that one could get a little bit of a bump. Then we have Miss Marvel number 1 in an 8.5, and we have Young Avengers number 1 in a 9.0, and there's actually 2 copies of that. Both came back 9.0 white pages, and this is an interesting one because I wouldn't have known what to sell this raw. You know, I knew it wasn't a 9.8, so what do you charge? But in a 9.0, it's worth about 250 bucks. So I definitely think it was worth it to get this graded. Here we have New Mutants 87, the first appearance of Cable, Strife, and the Mutant Liberation Front. And here we have Shazam 28, the second appearance of Black Adam, but realistically like the go-to Black Adam key for Black Adam. 9.2 white pages, awesome book. Devil Dinosaur number 1 in an 8.5. Now this is one of the books that it didn't make sense to have graded. I didn't realize that it was going to be an 8.5. There must have just been a little something that I missed, but this book is probably not worth, you know, the time and money to have it graded at that grade. Still an awesome book though. And ASM 194, the first appearance of Black Cat. Amazing Spider-Man number 299, newsstand, 9.0 white pages, a Venom cameo. West Coast Avengers number 45, 9.2 white pages, first colorless Vision. New Mutants 98 in the 9.2 white pages, first appearance of Deadpool, Gideon, and Domino. Such an epic, epic book. X-Men 107, this is the first full appearance of the Starjammers in a 9.0 white pages, newsstand. Now this book is devastating. 8.5 Oblivion Song Collector's Edition. This is a book with a $200 cover price. I've never seen that on a comic book before, and it came back an 8.5 because of that, right? Because of that right there. I definitely didn't see that when I sent it off. I thought this was definitely a 9.8 candidate, but it has that crease. And I don't know, I think that's pretty darn harsh to knock it down to an 8.5 because of that one defect, but it is what it is. Amazing Spider-Man 316 in an 8.0, white pages, present beautifully, and what most people consider the first cover appearance of Venom. Amazing Spider-Man 252 in an 8.0, and it's a newsstand edition. And Amazing Spider-Man 210 in a 9.2, white pages, the first appearance of Madam Web. So that's it for these slabs. Leave a note down in the comments. What is your favorite book of the bunch? And one thing that I didn't like about this submission is that when you don't submit them pre-screen, they hit you with the fee right away, like right when they get the books. And if they're gonna sit on those books for many months and you have to pay that fee many months before you get the actual books, like that could really throw a wrench in your financials. So that's one of the things that I really like about pre-screen is they don't charge you until they actually grade the books for pre-screen. So when you do a pre-screen 9.8, they charge you after they've been graded because they don't know what to charge you, because they don't know what's going to make the cut and what isn't going to make the cut. So that way you only get charged like a few weeks before you actually have the books in hand, which makes cash flow for a business like way easier to manage. If I had to pay up front, you know, without using pre-screen, if I had to pay up front for all of my CGC submissions, that'd be a lot of money out of pocket and a long wait before you can recuperate any of that money. So it's just something to keep in mind. One of the benefits of pre-screen, although doing pre-screen adds a whole bunch of time to your submission, so it just depends on your situation. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, comment on this video, and like this video for your chance to win that special set of books that I showed earlier. Also, if you head over to brycecomics.com and sign up for the newsletter, is there another chance to win a monthly slab. This month is A-Force #1, the first appearance of Singularity, and the first all-female Avengers team. As always, thank you so much for sticking with me all the way to the end of the video, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
Bryce Comics.